Now, when the WIA made their rules restricting practice time, is anybody not from anybody not know the Wisconsin rules? You got it. So we go with 3 hours with an hour with a half-hour break in the middle. So we go an hour and a half, take a break, hour and a half. We don't come back. We've not since they've made those. I've never been a two-a-day guy. Back my first year coaching football, the team I coached with was a 2 days, and I thought the whole time, what a waste of time. And we don't use the long days that the WI lets us. We do everything just on the one thing. But when they made those rules, we actually made our practice longer. And the reason for that is because we had to make sure things were ready to go and that we weren't kind of doing more of a college thing where we got to make sure we're doing talking in a classroom, doing the work on the field. So during the first 2 weeks of the season, we start at 7:45. And those that don't know what an IMC is, because our kids don't know what an IMC is, that's a library. But back in the 90s, it was called Instructional Media Center. It's a library. We meet in the library. We go through some expectations of the day. We show them film clips of what we're going to be going through, offensively and defensively, and then we transition to the field. Now right here, 8:10, you can see it says Air Team. This is where the WIA clock starts. And I tell them that if they waste time getting from the library to the field, it doesn't matter because a clock's starting at 8:10. And we have some proximity issues where, I don't know why it takes high school kids a half hour to tie their shoes, but it seems to happen every time we're trying to go somewhere. And they gotta get down, and they gotta get warmed up, or they're gonna watch their teammates play. And we stress at this first meeting that life and football are a lot about transitions. And don't waste time. Live life with purpose, have practice with purpose, and we're gonna make sure that we don't waste time. So we get down there and we do our normal warm-ups. We just do our dynamic warm-ups like everybody else, and then we immediately go to the best thing we do as a football program, and that is our team pursuit drill. I'll show you that a little bit later. Team pursuit is 10 minutes. The kids hate it. I love it, and it's the best thing we do. We typically, on a given day, run 60 plays in a 10-minute period. And I'll explain that drill later, but it does all kinds of stuff. It gets our communication systems down. It gets a lot of conditioning in. It gets practice lining up in formations correctly, and then it also gets them thinking about execution. I don't know how much time you guys practice your mesh, whether it be for bubble, whether we do a lot of rocket toss stuff, on the timing for all that stuff. We get lots of reps during team pursuit, and that's, like I said, I'll talk about later. Then we immediately go to that extra point. By the way, guys, if at any time I say something that you think doesn't sound right, I tell the kids this, my coaches know this, 90% of everything we do at our practice has a reason behind it. 90% of everything we do as a football program has a reason behind it. And if you ever want to know, just ask. Just don't ask in the middle of the drill. Just like, go ask me during the break, why do we do it like this? Why do we do it like this? There's a reason. And if you happen to hit one of those 10% of things that doesn't have a reason, I'll say, I don't know, just the way we've always done it. Right? Or I saw that clinic one time. And kids will say, can we change it? Sure. The stuff that has reason? No, you got to convince me we're going to change that. But we go to that extra point next. Now, why do we go to that extra point next? There are two big reasons why we go to extra point. Number one, we do a swing and gate extra point. It takes a lot of mental processing to learn all the stuff that we do. My assistant coach is in charge of it. I gave that to him 3 years ago, and he has gone way beyond my expectations with it. It's awesome. Every week he's surprised me with something different that I didn't even know we did. And but he's got all these great ideas. The reason we do it right now is because, number one, we got to get some quality time, some quality mental time. The kids are exhausted from team pursuit, so they want to stand around. Well, if we're going to stand around, we're going to be teaching something. And an extra point doesn't take a lot of sprinting around like our offense does. The second reason why we do this is because we tell our kids every practice, those first 2 weeks, we're going to score a lot. And we're going to have to be good at extra point because we're going to score a lot. And we keep telling them that so they get that in their heads. We're going to score a lot. So we're going to be good at extra point. So again, we go from fast, to basically learn some time, and then we're going to get back into it again. Now, on here, you can see that the defensive stuff isn't exact. when we're talking about offenses, so I just want you to see how it kind of breaks down. The first day, everybody practices together, 9 through 12. Day 2, we divide the team in half from basically guys that are going to have a chance at having a meaningful rep on varsity to guys that need to go slower. We do it the first day because we want the freshmen to see the expectations. We want them to see the tempo. We want them to see it. When we do team pursuit, they get yelled at a lot by our upperclassmen, and we tell them, guys, remember, put up. We don't talk like that to our teammates. And we've had to change that drill a little bit so that the upperclassmen don't hate the freshmen for the mistakes they make during team pursuit. But and again, by the way, remember, this is the first day of practice. The first day of practice, we're trying to run the first thing after one of us, we're trying to run 60 plays. We haven't taught anything yet. What we're doing is it's review. It's also, I tell the coaches, if you can yell it out and get the instruction out there, you can do it. Otherwise, we're moving. And the guys got to figure it out. It's also, we'll use our contact days to actually teach and review stuff with them as well. We then go through, half the team does offense, half the team does defense, and then we take our break. Because again, we have to have a half-hour break after 1.5 hours if we want to have the other hour and a half to practice. During that break time, we'll go back up inside in the library and go through things that we liked and didn't like in the second half of practice. Now, we don't have great film. We try to film practice all the time. I've got two managers that work really hard for us. They both have very big special education needs, and they don't film for us. They don't. We do what we can. Sometimes we'll get a spouse to come film for us or something. If there's an injured kid later on in the season, they'll help film. But we gotta just keep moving. And sometimes we'll show stuff from previous days, or we'll show game footage from the previous year, whatever, on that. They get transitioned down the field. We warm up. We go right to kickoff. Widen out. It's either kickoff or kick return. Those will rotate, or it's one of the special teams. But the simple thing I have, the rule for our coaching staff, is it's got to be something where they're running. They got to be running. They got to be moving. It can be drill work, but everybody's got to be moving. I hate lines, and that's the thing my assistant coaches will tell you. The most common thing I yell at practice, I have a big encourager, is why are people standing around? Kids are playing football to play football. They're not playing football to watch football. And we got to keep them moving, got to keep going. And that's the constant thing I'm always yelling at them, other than, hey, nice job over there. All right, then we get to this is what our offensive schedule looks like. We take our offensive linemen and we send them off on their own. And we have basically 6 blocking concepts that we use. I say concepts, it's basic rules and stuff. But our rules are different than our plays. And they learn those rules and they go through it, and they're going to spend 3 days on their own. The whole line's going to spend 3 days on their own learning those different things. Meanwhile, you can see we have the receivers, the QBs, and the running backs. We have fundamentals of blocking, while the inside players are working on the mechanics of installing the first play. Now, whenever we do this, we're going to set stuff up so we can rapid fire. Because again, I don't want them to stand and listen. I want them to do. So we'll try and get people arranged so we can get it set up and do as many as we can of that kind of thing. Here we have a pass concept we're working on. You can see the quarterbacks go from one side of the field working with the backs on this. After 10 minutes, they flip over, they run across the field, and they work on this pass concept with the receivers. Meanwhile, the backs work on something else. Then we have them working on some outside stuff again, some fundamentals. We have them working on the inside, they're introducing some more inside stuff, and they're constantly moving around. The first speaker today did a great job talking about how QBs get conditioning during individual time. Our QBs get their conditioning because they are always moving. Our receivers are on the same spot all the time. Our backs are in the same spot all the time. Our linemen are in the same spots all the time. Our QBs are running around the field to work with them. And it's part of our servant leadership talk, too, that they're supposed to be serving their teammates by doing that dirty work, because, honestly, they're doing this or this when the receivers are out there running routes, stock blocking, crack blocking, running, drinking all the water, and then they have the backs over there doing all these drills, and that's just why we do it that way. But you can see, these are all 5-minute segments. Best thing I ever did, I bought a $1.99 app for my phone. It's called Seconds. It beeps every 5 seconds. I went to Sam's Club, spent $110 on a big tailgate speaker. So I Bluetooth connect, and we have a countdown that has our segments timed off on it. I didn't have to spend however many $1,000 just for a segment time. That's what we use. Now, we were blessed with an unbelievable facility now. So I can plug my phone into the PA system, and we practice with that. But I won't talk about that too much. So you can see we got people all doing stuff at different times. And then at 11:45, our WIU time is done. And that means that we are now done on the field. We then have every day one group is lifting, they go up and lift, and it's not cool down time, it's not all those ways that teams are trying to bend the rules with weight room time. They're going in and they're doing their workout and they're going home. So our practices used to go from 8 to noon the first 2 weeks. Now they go from 7:45 to 12:15 because we have transitions. We can't practice much, but we're also getting some other stuff done in that. So that's how we do day one. And you can see, and this was the thing about the Dana Holgerson article, is that as a coach, I had to package things. I had to package things and say, what are similar concepts? What are similar things that can work together and be grouped? How can we put these together? So on day one, our offense is learning blast, crush, fly, dive, and trap. They're also in the passing game learning blackjack, money, Florida, and soda. And we're doing everything out of our deuce formation. However, you can see here we have a spread right, spread left, hot right. We're going to work those in with the older guys if they show they can do the first step. Again, that's day one. That's everything we go through on day one. And a lot of it's right to left, a lot of this other thing. But you'll notice nowhere in there was there conditioning, because everything is get moving. Don't be standing around, get moving. Get moving, get moving. By the way, head coaches, this took me a long time to figure out. The best thing you can do, even if it means using your own money, because I had to do that, to help your practices go faster, is buy more footballs. Because even the linemen want a football, but no one ever has enough footballs. And usually somebody's hogging them, so get as many as you can. And they're not cheap, really, but you get some synthetic ones and stuff too as you go. Here's our day two. I just want to show you that what we do on day one and day two is we actually flip the what's first. Now, on here, you see it flips. What we'll do here is this is actually young guys will do this. Young guys will do the offense. The old guys do defense first. And we tell our team defense is most important, so that'll be first. And we will always spend more time on defense. One thing too about the clock thing, my assistants will tell you there's no such thing as one more. There's no such thing as one more. In fact, one of the phrases I coined at practice that now our assistant coaches will remind me of too when I'm having a bad day is they'll say, one more rep gets kids hurt. One more rep gets kids hurt. And those of you that have been coaching for a while, think about that. How many times in a practice are you got to use one more, and then boom, you have an injury. And it's a bad injury because the kid's tired, the kid's fatigued, and you're doing it because something that you weren't happy about, but ultimately losing that kid is going to hurt you more than that one extra rep. Again, same basic schedule. You'll see our special teams change, otherwise it's the same, but that's the practice schedule with that.